Hey, I'm Teresa, and I've been a solo mom for over 12 years. And today I wanted to share with you what I think is a really cool idea of a way that you can connect with your kid and make memories that last just forever. It's super easy, and you can have years worth of memories ready to go by the end of today, easily. Like, it doesn't even take that much time. And I'm going to show you how I did it and how you can do it too, and you can totally steal some of my ideas. If you're a solo mom in whatever form, there are many forms, there are lots of us out there, right? Then this channel is for you. And if you see that little subscribe button below my head and you happen to touch that, you will totally win the lottery. You know, like if the lottery was more of me and more great content. So do that if you want to. And also, if you're here and you don't happen to be a single mom, that's okay. I won't tell anyone if you won't. This is part one of a 4-part series, and I saved the best 4 first. So, so stick with me and find out why I think this idea might actually be the best of the 4 ideas I'm going to share in the series. So sometimes as a solo mom, it's easy to feel like your family is less than, or it's missing something that other families have. And your family is different from other families, but not necessarily in any good or bad way. It's just different. There are lots of different family types out there, and your family can be totally awesome. And I believe that solo families have some advantages over other families. Like solo parent households, it's easy to try new things, to create new traditions, right? Like there's only one person calling the shots. You don't have to get permission. If you want to try a new holiday idea, there's one less extended family to worry about, right? So like make the most of it for however long you're on this single parent journey. And so part of that is like maybe trying these. So why do I think these are such a great idea? Well, number one, they're super inexpensive. This is cardstock, like markers, pen, and some colored pencils. And you can just use whatever you have to decorate these. Cardstock, like how much does that cost? Like you can do it. You probably have some already laying around your house. So this doesn't cost a lot of money. It doesn't take a huge amount of time. It's super personal and loving. So I'm going to show these to you in a little bit and kind of go through each one and read them to you and show them to you so you can get ideas of your own and inspiration. Or if you're really tired, like I know you might be as a solo parent, you can just steal some of the wording from these and put in your own kid's name. But you should definitely personalize some of these, and it's not hard. And these are just because these are like mini little love letters to your child, right? Imagine getting that as a kid. Imagine if you had gotten something like this from your parent as a child. Like how impactful would that be? I would have loved to have gotten something like this from a parent. Like it's one thing, we all love our kids, right? Like that's why you're here. You care about your kids. You're a good mom. You love them. You want to give the best to them and for them. It's not always easy for kids to recognize that the things that we are doing are love, right? Like when you're choosing to set boundaries with a kid, like they don't experience that as love, but it is, right? But your kid is going to know that this is love, right? That you love them, that you see them, that you care about them. And again, this is just so easy. Like there's no barrier. You can do this right now today, and you're going to. I know you are. So let's talk about how to actually like make these, right? Obviously it's not that hard. So you can start by finding a heart shape. If you don't want to do a heart for some reason, that's cool. You could do a different shape. I have a good friend who has a little boy who I think is 3, maybe going on 4. And right now his whole world revolves around trucks and his teddy bears. Like that's his whole life, which is so sweet, right? I mean, you could do this in the shape of a teddy bear. You could do this in the shape of a truck. Again, personalize it for your kid, right? But if you're looking for a heart shape, you can find that pretty easily online. You can print out just like a heart-shaped template or whatever. I think I probably used like a cookie cutter. I'm sure I had a heart-shaped cookie cutter at the time. I tried to find it and like I couldn't find it. So somehow in the last move it went bye-bye. So that's all good. You know, I have this, like now that I have the shape, like I can just use it. I don't need to go try to start over again. So just find yourself a good shape that works for you. You can like blow it up a little bit on your screen, make it smaller or bigger. And if you have a printer at home, that's pretty easy. If you don't, maybe you have a friend who has a printer. You can always go to the library. I don't know what that would cost to print a sheet from the library, probably not much. And then get together your cardstock, and like really you probably only need a couple of sheets of cardstock to do a bunch of these. And then some colored pencils or colored pens or whatever art supplies you have. I mean, crayons, it doesn't really matter, right? Like depending on the age of your kid, how sophisticated you want to get, how artistic you feel like you are, you know, pick your weapons. And then sit down maybe with a piece of paper or your phone, you know, add some notes, whatever, and think about what makes your kids special, what makes them unique, what do you love about them, what do you like to do with them, how do you like to spend time with them, what are some great memories that you've shared, and then just kind of brainstorm some ideas. 5 minutes, right? It shouldn't take too long. And then go ahead and write up like a few sentences, like turn those into individual sentences, right? So you're going to see that on here. Each one of these is just a short little sentence about something that I love about my kid. And I'm going to go, like I said, I'm going to go through them in a minute. And then you're going to go ahead and create them and have them ready to go. And you're going to put them, because it might not be Valentine's Day just right now or whatever holiday. If you want to do this on a different holiday or birthday, that's cool. Just go ahead and put these somewhere so they're ready to go, because like I said, you could have so many of these ready to go like right off the bat, and then you can always add to them over the years, of course, right? So put them somewhere where, you know, your kid's not digging around. Maybe they're not going to find them bottom of a sock drawer or something like that. But don't forget, right? So set a reminder on your phone. If you have a paper calendar, put it on there, you know, some kind of way for you to remember that you did this, so you don't find them 10 years from now and go, oh gosh, right? And if that happens, give them all to your kid at once. It'll just be like, that'll be great too. It'll be funny, right? So it's all good. But then think about, how do you want to give them? Do you want to give them, you know, one per year on Valentine's Day? That's what I've done. Do you want to give them, you know, 7 of them for the week before Valentine's Day? Do you want to do it for Christmas? Like, how do you want to do it? You know, you could do little Christmas trees or something. I mean, whatever holiday is coming up, or if there's a part of the year that is like, so for me, my daughter's birthday is in the summer, and it's like 6 months away from Christmas, right? And we have things that we do in the spring, but February is kind of like a slow time. So this is how I decided to kind of fill that time of year with something fun and cool, like a cool memory. So that's why I did it at that time of year. And I think this was, you know, an idea that came from a church of mine that I was attending, and it's a cool idea. So definitely give it a shot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the hearts one at a time. I don't even know how many are here, maybe 10 of them or so. And, you know, hopefully this is helpful to you to come up with your own ideas and just kind of show you different art styles, I guess. I mean, I'm not much of an artist. Like, I enjoy little art and crafts and stuff. So this is kind of a reflection of that. But if you're not good at that, it doesn't matter. Like, your kid just wants to know that they're loved, right? So let me show you this first one here. So it says, Leela. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn it my way. Leela, I love playing, reading, and snuggling with you, and I love getting to be your mom, which is true. I mean, it's my favorite job in the world. And she knows it. I've told her that. And you can totally tell that to your kid too. I like to narrate my parenting as I'm doing it. So if I'm feeling something or thinking something, I don't mind sharing that with her. All right, so this one says, Leela, you become a more wonderful person every day. And I think if you believe that about your kid, how can it not come true, right? My daughter's 14. She's a teen. She's got all the hormones going on right now. I still love her. We still have so much fun together. Like, it's not like there aren't challenging situations that come up, but I get to know her more every day, right? She becomes more herself, and it's cool to see that. So, all right, Leela, you amaze me with your creativity. And boy, is that true in all different kinds of ways. So she is creative in lots of ways, sometimes really messy ways. But she's an awesome kid. I try my best to let her be messy as much as I can withstand it. So, we all have our limits, right? But I've definitely walked in on quite a few messes over the years, like some pretty spectacular ones. So, but really cool things come out of that. She is creative. She has really unique ideas when it comes to art or science and experiments in the bathroom sink, lots of things like that. So, all right, and this one says, Leela, I am so proud of the person that you are. And, this is such an important one. I think kids kind of have a sense, right, that their parents are supposed to love them, but do they know that we're proud of them? I mean, I don't remember how old she was when I gave that one to her, which is an interesting idea, right? Like, you could date these on the back. Like, there's nothing on the back of mine. You could totally put the dates on there. That would be cool too. Or their age when you gave it to them, right? That would be fun. But yeah, I think it's really important for kids to know that we're proud of the person that they are and that they're becoming. So, all right, Leela, you give the warmest, bestest hugs. And of course she does. She is my only child, so no competition on that one. And I mean, honestly, like, have you ever gotten a hug from a kid that you didn't just love? Come on. So that's an easy one. All right, Leela, you are so curious about the world around you. And I think this one, I did not give this one to her as a 14-year-old, but when she was younger, right? And she was, of course, like most kids are curious about the world around them. And she loved being outside and playing. So that was a cool one. Leela, you make me feel so loved. And that's also true, right? I mean, hopefully, our kids feel love from us, but hopefully we feel it from them too. All right, this one, Leela, every day with you is a gift. All right, that one might be kind of cheesy. I don't know. Is that cheesy? I don't know. It's all right. She's my kid. She has no choice. She has to put up with me. All right, Leela, you are a really wonderful friend. And this one is true, and it's also really important to her, right? So being a good friend is just something that is really important to her. Her friends, maybe because she's an only kid, I don't know. But I think she probably would have been this way no matter what, honestly. Like, it's important to her to have friends, to be in a friend group, to be a good friend. And so this is kind of a reflection of that. And this one says, Leela, you are so much fun to be with, which, yeah, she's a riot sometimes. Like, we just laugh and have a good time. When she was younger, man, she would just bouncing off the walls. And we were always having fun. I was tired a lot. So she brings out the fun in me too, right? Like, she has a fun personality and it brings out the fun in me. So that's something that I like about her. All right, Leela, you are a ray of beautiful sunshine. Okay, that's lovely. Maybe cheesy, I don't know, but I feel like it's true. I don't know. I like that one. And then this one is kind of personal to me. Leela, you are a beautiful light in dark places. So she and I have been through some really very difficult times and circumstances and trauma together. And I really do feel that way about her, like, in spite of all of the darkness that we had to go through in the past, she was always a light shining in that, and she was the purpose and the reason and the good, you know, in many ways for me. So and you know, maybe you feel that way about your kids. And this last one is maybe my favorite one. It says, Leela, you are my favorite person in the whole world. And obviously that's true. And it's me and it's her. So, you know, there you go. um, and we're together with a heart. So I like that one. That was my favorite one that I did. So you can totally steal any of those ideas, all of those ideas. Obviously, you probably want to like personalize it, right? Like the more personal that it is to your child and your relationship with your kid, like the better. But some of these are just not that amazing, right? Like there's nothing incredible about these, but year after year after year, like she gets to hear good things about herself, why I love her, what I love about us as a family. And you can do that too. And I'm sure you're finding different ways to try to do that. And so this is an easy thing that you can add and that you can add to your year. So I just want to kind of add really quickly that if you grew up in a family where you didn't have these kinds of bonds and connections, and maybe you didn't always feel valued or safe or loved, it's not always easy to know how to do that. In your own family, you're kind of starting over from scratch. You don't maybe necessarily have the best playbook from your own past to start with. This is a good place to start. You know, this is the kind of thing that can help. It's just simple, it's easy, and it can help you to chart a path toward the kind of family that you want to have, right? And these kind of things, like the type of family that you have doesn't just happen, right? It's intentional. It's like everything else in life. Like you have to have a vision, and you have to be walking toward that vision, and you should do that. And you can do that, and you don't have to just listen. I know how exhausting life can be. Believe me, I know. Okay, like I'm the most tired person in the world, but you don't have to let that be the deciding factor in family life, right? Like this is one way to kind of like reorient the compass towards the vision that you have for your family. So think about that, and make the most of the time that you have with your kid now. If you have any questions, or you just want to share some cool family traditions that your family does, gosh, I would love to hear about that. I might steal some of your ideas, right, for my own family. But really, I would love to hear about it, and that's what the comment section is for. You know where to find it, so head over there and let me know what you think about this idea. And if you have any questions, I'll answer them there for sure. And definitely tell me any cool ideas that you have or that your family does. All right, it's time to meet me over here in my next video, where I am going to convince you, against all odds, to go camping with your kids as a solo mom. Yes, I'm going to make it easy as possible for you, as easy as possible, and it is awesome. You are going to be the best mom, and your kids are going to see you for the hero you are. So don't miss it. I'll see you right there next.